bad now. Because for the desperate franchise that the Browns are, for him to be this far back, this far behind, I got to assume he's bad. Man, I loved Shedeur yesterday. I still hate his fans.
Listen to this. You're being told you don't even have the mental capacity to form your own thoughts. That's right. Someone straight up told you that. Anthony Lima, hold up. What's going on, big dog? I need everyone who threw shade at your door to just chill over there. Y'all had your thoughts, y'all had your opinions about Shedeur, so I don't need any of that flip-flopping energy. I need you locked in on what you actually said about Shedeur Sanders. Girl, this right here, this might be the wildest thing I ever heard. I feel like Tony Grossi is saying stuff now, and Anthony Lima is out here saying this too.
Fans, I can't stand him. I can't. You're not allowed to be critical of anything. He didn't do anything wrong yesterday. Like, we thought he was great. There are things to work on. He even said so.
You pointed it to the interception. That's kind of the point where you can look, but it wasn't just that. The fumble afterwards was Sampson. And then the block punt came after that as well, because after the interception, here are the Tennessee possessions. 2 plays, 38 yards, and a touchdown, right? Because the interception was returned pretty decently, and we can't play any sort of run defense at all, right? So then 6 plays, 20 yards, they punted. 3 plays, 8 yards, and a touchdown because we fumbled the ball away. They had a field goal for 4 plays for 6 yards. They had 3 plays, 0 yards. They had 3 plays, 0 yards. They didn't do anything after the interception offensively. They were just put in tremendous field position that they were allowed to score those points and win the game.
Yeah, I just looked. The interception was so costly because if he's driving, if he doesn't make the backbreaking mistake there, do they score in 2 plays? No. Even if we punt the ball, you're playing field position. You're making Cam have to go the distance.
I don't agree with you, but I agree with you in that sense, because when I look at what they did offensively, if we just don't give them the ball inside the 20 and inside and 38 yards away, right, they win the game because they weren't doing anything on offense after that, other than they had gassed you running. Pollard had killed you running, but the special teams and the turnovers were huge.
You know, and listen, it's wild, right? I don't think so. Anthony Lima, he's straight up disingenuous, like most of these guys are. The idea that all Shedeur fans think he has no flaws, wrong. But here's the thing, Anthony Lima, again, he's just struggling. He's being a little extra, a little silly. And I think he's trying to switch sides without knowing how to get on the right side of history. Our problem, though, because you know me, I'm a big Shedeur glazer, is that y'all weren't saying that. You didn't say, oh, he just needs work. Nah, you said he was a 5th-round pick. You said he couldn't beat Bailey Zappi or Dylan Gabriel. So don't come crying that Shedeur fans can't criticize him. I mean, look at Lamar Jackson. Ravens fans are brutal on Lamar. But say something wild about Drake May, watch the chaos. Tom Brady in his prime, one wrong take and the fans lose it. What irritates me, Anthony, before I go deeper, is why Shedeur Sanders fans are the only ones held to this insane standard, like everyone must capitulate. No, that's called fandom. It's passionate. Yeah, they're unreasonable sometimes. Yeah, they think Shedeur Sanders is the GOAT. So what? What NFL star with huge popularity doesn't have crazy fans? I like Shedeur. I'm a glazer. I'm biased. You think I'm here to dunk on him? Nah, I keep it real. Hey, the pick? Bad. Okay, cool. But special teams, way worse. The run defense gave up a 65-yard touchdown to Tony Pollard while we're talking about Shedeur Sanders' pick. Did you know the Browns gave up 161 rushing yards? Y'all love blaming Shedeur for everything, but he can't control the Browns' suddenly terrible run defense. He can't fix the running game he led. Do you know that, Anthony Lima? Shedeur was the leading rusher, and the next guy was Quinshawn Junkins, averaging like 2.2 yards. That's the point. Criticism is fine. Misinterpreting it, that's the issue. Context only matters one way for some people, right? Shout out to Jay Peter. He called out Anthony Lima and others straight up.
It was Big Lima. Like, he didn't have to concede all of that right then and there and while admitting basically that he just fell victim to the idea that the Browns were pushing him all sorts of information, and like a sucker at the poker table, he was buying it. Oh my goodness! I mean, I'm shocked he did that. Behind the scenes about Shedeur's lack of development and all this other stuff, and that it was hogwash. And meanwhile, I was getting shouted down by people like Lima who were telling me, no, you're not talking to the right people. Everyone that's there says he can't even do anything, can't even hold a football.
Oh, wait, hold up. Listen, I'm not saying this. No. This comes from someone else in the same building that Anthony Lima hangs out in. That's not a Shedeur Sanders Glazer talking. This is literally a Browns media member saying, hey, by the way, you were spreading lies about Shedeur Sanders, and you admitted it. So let's cut straight to it, because I don't want any misunderstandings this time. Admit your lies, Anthony Lima. Go on, say it.
I think it looks terrible that they didn't start Shedeur week 1 when we've gotten into those discussions. But it does look really bad that you drafted Dylan ahead of him. You gave him first priority. He wasn't ready
agree with you on this.
For football.
Yeah.
Shedeur was more ready for football. And you told everybody.
Yeah.
This is the thing. When people would get mad at me or Albert Breer or any of the reporters saying that there was this chasm between the two quarterbacks, well, it's because the Browns were telling everybody that. And then, by the way they operated, they were telling everybody that.
Dog, it's almost like there's an entire fan base screaming that you were wrong. But now you want to admit they were lies? I've been on this for months, saying, yo, don't trust what Mary Kay says. Listen, but don't believe it all. She's a propagandist. How, Anthony Lima? How am I supposed to trust you? I don't. That's why I need you to stay over there. Stick to the side you picked. Because you're either dumb, and I refuse to believe that. You've been in sports media this long. You're not that stupid. You want me to think you are. That you just swallow everything the Browns say because, anytime the Browns talk, it's gospel? Please. I know you're trying to have a come to Jesus moment like, the Browns duped me, dog. You're not that dumb. And if you are, someone needs to take the mic from you. As a Texans fan, I see right through it. Mary Kay feeding propaganda, Albert Breer spreading lies about Shedeur since pre-draft, lies we've debunked multiple times. It's like y'all don't even try. I thought y'all were journalists, media members, not just parrots. So I'm done with the half-assed, Shedeur played well take. The Browns told us Dylan Gabriel was better? No, the people who actually watch football said Dylan Gabriel was not it. I'm not here for that. I won't stoop to his and his fiance's level. But if you think you're hopping on the Shedeur Sanders train now, no. You'd better stay over there. Better find a new lie, because we are not that dumb. You went on a mic calling Shedeur fans stupid, delusional, and clueless. And now you're parroting what we said? And you want me to think that's honest? You, Anthony Lima, with your media career, can't think for yourself? If I watch football, what makes me think 5'9" Dylan Gabriel is more NFL ready than your dude? And if that's the case, why even draft Dylan Gabriel? Why waste the pick? Look, we can debate if Shedeur should have started XYZ, but at the very least, he deserved to be QB2. Go back to my videos. I was literally saying, Shedeur sits behind Joe Flacco. He learns from Flacco. He gets some first-team reps through the season. That's the perfect setup for Shedeur. But no, y'all twisted that. I'm not saying I wanted Shedeur starting day one behind one of the worst offensive lines in football. But damn, when we say y'all sabotaged him, we're not wildin'. And some people might think it's not a conspiracy, but it's not. Shedeur Sanders could have benefited from more reps. He could have gotten the same reps Dylan Gabriel did. Is that a crazy take? Delusional? Oh my God, Shedeur cultists are so delusional. They actually think more reps help him get better? Makes zero sense. And of course, Anthony Lima had to come in screaming and yelling when he got called out.
Ken texted it a little bit later on. I just assumed there was some sort of national outage, wireless outage.
I was listening live, and then I went, oh boy. And then I heard, then Keith sent it to us, and I sent it to you.
I checked my phone, and I'm like, oh God, let me see this. And then I didn't see anything. And I'm like, I checked my messages, and I asked Sarah, I called my wife, and I said, is the internet down? Is there something going on with the cell phone service? Because nobody had told me this. So Nobody reached out. I didn't see. Normally in the old days, when the old afternoon show, when they would rip me, trending, it would be nonstop, back and forth. I'd have to call in because I'd have to limit the damage. I'd have to call in and defend myself. And you were the first time I had heard it, so I was bummed because I wish I would have known this was going on. I would have called in, but nobody had told me about it. So I'm a little bummed about that. And I have no problem anytime the afternoon show wants to do their daily recap of our show. That's cool. It's cool that we have a wrap-up show. That's cool. Normally I like hearing my voice in other places, so I'm really bummed that I missed out on this. So maybe, guys, next time, let me know this is happening.
I did let you know it was happening.
I know you were the only one, so I thought you were
in real time.
I honestly thought
you were. Yeah. And that right there, that dry, unfunny, zero energy comeback after getting exposed for being a hypocrite with no real football insight, yeah, that's exactly why the show is called The Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima. That's why you don't have your own show, Anthony Lima. I'm sorry. I really do wish things were different. I wish you had more talent. I wish you were actually entertaining, Anthony Lima, because that's why your name doesn't trend. That's why nobody's checking for you anymore. You broke the toy. You broke the toy with stuff like this.
Alternate universe, I guess. That they think fifth-round draft picks should just start right away for any team, and they just assume he's really good. I hope he's really good. That'd be awesome.
Oh, they just assume he's really good, man.
That would solve so many of our problems if he were really good. My guess is he's not, because he fell to the fifth round. Some guys do fall and end up being good, but most don't. 99% of them end up being bad.
Well, the falls are not to the fifth round either. They are supposed to be top 5 to 26, right?
Yeah. But I just don't understand how at this point there's not an acknowledgement he maybe not him, maybe the people advising him, that they screwed up the pre-draft process. I thought that was just a kind of a unanimous thought.
No, it was Albert Breer feeding you that line. The same guy who now in December you're like, oh, I shouldn't have believed Albert Breer. I should have used the 2 brain cells I had to think for myself. So yeah, I appreciate you back on October 29th, leaning on morals and lies that were easily debunked. Shout out to you for that.
Obvious that he did things in ways that others didn't. I know people will bring up they're going to bring up John Elway. And they're going to bring up Eli Manning. The difference is those guys were legitimate, top of the line, not just because people got, I don't know, I think there was a lot of wrong information before the draft, but you can't compare John Elway and Shedeur Sanders.
It just seems obvious. He did things differently than everyone else. I know people are going to bring up John Elway, Eli Manning, but here's the difference. Those guys were elite, top of the line, not like this. A lot of bad info floated around before the draft, but you just can't compare John Elway to Shedeur Sanders. So yeah, it's hilarious hearing him now. Oh, I guess the Browns and Albert Breer weren't telling the truth? And then you go back and remember how confidently wrong he was, how sure he was trying to gaslight Shedeur fans. What, dog, now it's wrong information? Nah, y'all just got it twisted. Shedeur has been a first-round talent since 2023. And here's the thing. That's why I've been saying it all along. Liars gotta lie. If you're telling the truth, you don't change your story. You know that. I haven't changed mine. Hey, I think Shedeur is a good quarterback. At worst, a second-round pick. That's it. Off to the races. Is that insane? Absurd? No. Everybody else sees it too. They're like, okay, he fell, but he fell too far. I said this on draft night. Y'all actually created more Shedeur fans because he slipped that far. If he dropped to the 3rd round, fans might have laughed like, haha, that's what he gets. I saw Shedeur haters from Colorado too, losing it. That's why there were so many passionate fans, and yes, passionate haters like Anthony Lima. And I don't think he's dumb enough to believe everything he hears. Again, if he is that dumb, take the mic from him. You're not going to admit you can't think for yourself, right? And expect to be employed talking about this team? Nah, send him to the B Squad, the wrap-up show. Dog, you're just a side character on the Ken Carman Show. Big Lima, you don't even get top billing. What are you doing? Make your own show and be stupid in silence. And I don't say stupid to be mean. I mean it literally. You lack the mental capacity to form your own thoughts. That's what you just told us. Why would you say that? And you expect Shedeur fans to just, oh, we're the ones? We've been saying the same thing all along. Shedeur shouldn't have fallen to the 5th round. And that has broken so many minds that y'all gotta say all these nasty things. Oh yeah, December 1st, take note.
EPA per play, I think Shedeur is dead last in the NFL. It's only been 2.5 games. So I'm not reading way too much into it. It looks to me the same as Gabriel, though. And those numbers match my eyes. It's been pretty bad. The only difference is that Shedeur has been able to hit on some big ones.
You know, same story as Dillon Gabriel. That's exactly what you said just a week ago. What happened in that 1 week? Shedeur Sanders he's just Dillon Gabriel with more 30-yard completions than any Browns quarterback in the past 3 years. Oh, but now it's the same thing, right? Right. And honestly, October 10th, y'all should have deleted these videos, big dog.
Now, because for the desperate franchise that the Browns are, for him to be this far back, this far behind, I gotta assume he's bad.
I disagree.
We're the Browns. We need a quarterback. We saw Dillon Gabriel. They didn't trust him to throw the ball 7 yards down the field. And yet, Shedeur Sanders isn't even getting a whiff.
No,
I'm assuming he's bad.
I disagree.
So, you know, it really is wild. I wish it were easier to act like he was actually using his own logic. But even there, this has been one of my biggest questions. Nobody has been able to debunk this for me, and I'll give it to you. Why would the Browns, who haven't had a solid quarterback since 1999? Since Bernie Kosar has suddenly known how to evaluate good QB play? Anybody? Nah, you expect me to believe the same team that drafted Johnny Manziel knows what they're doing at quarterback? Do I need to say more? Seriously, do I? They drafted Johnny Manziel, another 5'9" QB, athletic, Heisman, accolades in the SEC. Fine, I'll give him that. But if you actually watched football, you'd see Manziel didn't have NFL traits the same way Dillon Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders does. And I'm sure you don't watch football, Anthony Lima. Or maybe mental capacity is just lagging, right? You want me to believe the team that picked Johnny Manziel as a franchise QB is suddenly making good QB decisions? 2 + 2 = fish, dog. Do you hear yourself? And honestly, you've had some weird hard-on for Shedeur Sanders. I do find it interesting, though. A Browns insider during the preseason even highlighted the circus around Shedeur. That was months ago. And now, December 4th, okay, I'll give him some credit. It's a tough transition, playing in front of empty stadiums with no celebrity sidelines like Boulder. If the Shedeur Sanders coat can step away from the keyboards, stop the anonymous internet cursing at teammates, coaches, and Cleveland media, and go out and actually support him, great. Affordable ticket Saturday. Come try to save the guy's job. Boo his backup in person if you want. And to be fair, too many people are obsessed with one preseason game against scrubs. Disgusting, honestly, assuming he hasn't grown since then. You have to give him a chance to learn in the league. And of course, yeah, he talks about Joe Cena, and even when he played, they rated him 45th in EPA per play. Constant criticism. You have a problem with Shedeur Sanders, Anthony Lima? That's fine, but here's the kicker. Go back to August 11th. You can hear it for yourself.
Chirping during his pregame walk-in when that started getting the coverage that it did, and they did. They said he's got an entourage, really, for the first preseason game. I do want to talk to the people that
was his teammate.
Yeah, I do want to talk to the people that have had this kind of thought about Shedeur, that, you know, we were getting the calls and we were talking about taking him in the first round and maybe number 2 overall. The Nepo baby stuff, the people that have come in with a pre-developed narrative on who he is and what he is, probably because they maybe never liked Dion. Right? Maybe that there was a carryover there. Mm-hmm. I do want to know, like, man, this guy has shined in every interview. He has been all over the community. He never, while guys like Hugh Douglas said that this is a hostage situation, when all the people said that Browns are sabotaging him and the deck is stacked against him. And by the way, the deck is stacked against every 5th round pick. You know, you're not supposed to really get that many opportunities as a 5th round pick. Like, is he winning? Is he slowly winning you over a little bit? Like,
He hasn't complained once.
So this is my question, Anthony Lima. This is my question to you. What happened on August 11th? You seemed to see it with your own eyes. Hey, you said people were being unreasonable about Shedeur. You said folks had preconceived notions. And just to flip completely against Shedeur because he has fans? Is that really your only argument? August 11th, you said he was doing everything right. X, Y, he's overcoming. He's involved in the community. Props to you for shouting that out, because a lot of people ignore the fact that he actually supports the community. So what changed? Now, oh, I don't like his fans. Dog, you were literally a Shedeur fanboy. And then you realized you could get more clicks by being a hater. Now Shedeur drops the best game a Browns QB has had since 2018. Look at the stats. And suddenly, oh yeah, that was great, dog. Stay on that side, please. Just stay on that side. If I see you flip-flopping on Shedeur, I'm running it back. Hey, you want to know what you were doing in 2013? Nah, they don't want to hear that. Mr. Anthony Lima was out here taking ads in Cleveland Magazine to promote. We don't need to go there. Anthony Lima, just keep it consistent. Don't insult my intelligence. You've got a problem with Shedeur fans. You're mad he didn't choose you, I guess. Now you're bent out of shape. You've got a quarterback with the best performance in almost a decade, and you're giving the stank face. You're nasty, man. I'm sorry about you. But you like this video? Like it. Dislike if you don't. Subscribe if you like football content. Watching this live? We ain't going nowhere. Watching a video? Have a great day. See ya.